Hello everyone, Zertic here once again. This time with sniper rifles for my stat review, basically overview. And we're going to start this off with bolt action rifles, and then we're going to go right on into semi-automatic rifles from worst to best. Let's get started. So here I have the Rapier. I picked the Rapier as probably the worst one because of the sight. Um, Sure, it is a fun weapon. You can do good with this weapon, but the thing is, it's going to be a lot harder to aim. The zoom isn't there, kind of like what a sniper rifle should be. So it's kind of just an entertaining thing. It's a little bit weaker than the other guns stat-wise, and should be noted for how actually unique it is compared to the other weapons in this game. For number 7, I have the Warden. The reason why I have the Warden as so low on the list is because it has a power of 90, which is actually the lowest for the bolt-action rifles. It's silenced, but doesn't mean that it's actually good compared to something like the Ironveil, which has 5 more power and silence, which also has 1 more bullet in its clip, which why the Warden is so low here. At number 6, I have the Interdiction. The reason why I have the Interdiction here is because of its clip. It only has 5 bullets per clip, which means you're going to be needing to reload a little bit more often with other bolt-action rifles. The one big redeeming things about the Interdiction, though, is the fact that it has 99 power, which is one of the highest for a bolt-action rifle, and it also has like the biggest zoom for a bolt-action rifle as well, which makes this gun fun to use in certain situations. At number 5, I have the Ironhand. The reason why Ironhand is here is because it has just 1 more bullet than the Warden, and it has 5 more power, which I feel would be more of a better choice if you're facing a little bit more tankier guys and you don't really need that silencer. At number 4, I have the Ironveil, which is the other silenced sniper rifle in this game, bolt action wise. I would say this is actually a pretty good pickup if you are playing something along the lines with the Wraith, where you can avoid the radar, which would kind of make this more of a sneaky kind of weapon. It feels pretty nice compared to the other weapons that were lower on this list. For number 3, I have the Magistrate. I put this one just a little bit below some of the other ones. This one just barely competing against the others. The Magistrate could even tie for second place, but sadly lacks 1 damage on the power to actually compete for second place, which is the reason why Magistrate gets this place. The second best bolt-action rifle would be the Inquisitor, stat-wise of course. This is 99 power, which the Interdiction also has, so this would be your go-to weapon if you're fighting against really tanky characters. And this also has 2 more bullets than the Interdiction, which would be why this is so high on the list right now. And finally comes the drone. The drone comes in first because of its large clip size. Other bolt action rifles don't have this kind of clip to where if you actually make a mistake, you can easily correct it because you have so many bullets and you don't need to reload as much, which also results in multiple kills if you have this kind of gun. And the fact that this gun has 96 power puts this well over many of the bolt action rifles. Another reason why the drone would be in first place is because it has the ability to be a lot less zoomed in than the other bolt action rifles. This results in the fact that not every person is super close zoomed in, where if you're using the marksman or the Wraith, which can highlight enemies when scoped in, you see more enemies on your screen at once, which why the drone is one of the better sniping weapons in this game. Going on to the semi-automatics, the Equalizer comes in 6th place. I put this gun here. It may seem that the stats are a little bit better than the other guns, but the sight on it is absolutely terrible. You might as well hip fire with this gun. I personally do not recommend people to hip fire to actually kill people, which is why the gun actually places so far behind all the other semi-automatics in this game. Alright, for number 5 comes the Killmark. The Killmark is a little bit better on the Equalizer just because the sights are a little bit easier to aim. To also mention that you get 2 extra accuracy, which doesn't make too much of a difference since most of the rifles are kind of 100% accurate when you're just firing at somebody. For number 4 comes the Custodian. The Custodian is here because it has such a low power and clip size. One of the benefits of using this gun, though, is having the fire rate. The fire rate is 10 compared to the other semi-automatic rifles, which only have 9. So it's also pretty fun to use since it also has a suppressor and you can just kind of play around with it. Not as good as the other semi-automatics, though. For number 3 comes the Arbiter. The Arbiter is better than the Custodian because it has 9 more power and just generally better to use, especially if you're dealing with more tankier players like tanks or vanguards with the skill tree that gives them additional health. And the second best semi-automatic would be the Judge. Sure, it has 2 less power than the Arbiter, but makes up for the fact that it has a silencer. The silencer is going to protect you from people who pay attention to the map, which usually will kill you if they know where you are on the map. Then we have the Deadeye, which has the highest power and top tier mobility, and it has the best clip size out of all the other semi-automatic guns. So this is pretty much your go-to gun for a semi-automatic rifle, and it's pretty fun to play around with, and I'm sure a lot of you've seen the power of Deadeyes. This concludes the reviews over the sniper rifles, both semi and bolt, and basically shows you what I feel about certain weapons. And the next video that will be released will be the SMG reviews. So look forward to that, and I hope to see you guys next time.